Why hello there, my fellow duplicants. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Volcanea, Episode 30, Corridor. Alright, I think I already have a liquid lock. I'm gonna do one more delivery of petroleum, just so that there's a lot of liquid. Because it's just barely a full liquid lock. Yeah, there we go. Because, you know, I'm refining my own petroleum. I don't really need to be economical about it as much as I used to be. And now that we have that, we'll dig a little path to the hydrogen vent, which should be right there. Easy peasy. And I won't even need to vent anything out, because everything on the other side of this liquid lock is going to be vacuum. So then all will be required is the gas pump. I also don't have, like, power, I guess, so I'm going to need to run power for it. So, this conductive wire is probably already pretty taxed. Yeah, its potential load is already, 2.3K. So, you know, it's liable to brown out, but, I'll fix it later, right? I'm just going to use the same line, because I don't want to run multiple lines just yet. Now, the other way that I have is that there is a way to use doors, horizontal doors, to disable wheezeworts. Doing wheezeworts, if it does get too cold in the hydrogen tank area, I do have it set up. Well, actually, I lied. I had it previously set up that we have thermosensors to be able to control whether or not more hydrogen gets added to the ATN, but I don't have a method to stop the wheezeworts from working. So one way that I've seen done, which I could set up at some point, it would need to be like, it would need to be proposed, is to have like horizontal airlocks like that, where you put the wheezeworts on planter boxes, and then when you want the wheezeworts off, you can just open up the manual airlocks, and because the wheezeworts planter boxes won't have floors, it disables the wheezeworts, so you can disable plants. I know, it's really strange, but so we might want to consider that if there is a risk of it getting too cold. However, if it's getting too cold, I can just start refining some more. So it's not really a problem per se, because like too cold is maybe a good thing, because it means that we have the ability to just let her rip and make more steel, you know? Speaking of steel, liquid vent. Stick that right there, so that we have a functional glass forge if we want it. We are not going to be able to get any more natural gas, however, because this is overpressurized at 5K, like I guessed it would be. Meaning that we only have a little bit of petroleum left over to play with. So I'm going to need to do something with this natural gas. I mean, the easy way, probably a very wasteful way, is to just... I have space right here. I could just dump it to space if I wanted to. If I don't want to have to go through the headache of, like, storing it and turning it into power. Because I could just do a gas pump here and then dump it to space. But right now, I don't need more petroleum. So I'm not even going to bother with that. Unfortunately, this bad boy looks like it's dormant, but that's probably won't stay dormant for very long. How do you stop the gas pump from the hydrogen vent from overheating? This thing? Well, this thing's overheat temperature is... what did I make this out of? Copper? I've never really had to worry about that. I think it's because the specific heat of hydrogen is so low that it doesn't heat things up very effectively. The same way that, like, you can put tin foil in the oven at 500 degrees, or, you know, whatever, 300 degrees Celsius, and then just, like, grab the tin foil, and because it has such low specific heat, it won't burn your hands. The same concept is with hydrogen gas. It's so unable to hold on to heat that it doesn't make other things hot as well. I'm not a physicist, so I can't explain it in like layman's terms all that effectively, but I think you get me. Is essentially like the igneous rock and algae and everything around will absorb the heat away from the even the petroleum will absorb the heat away from the hydrogen that is not ultimately going to cook my gas pumps. And if that ever happens, I can just slap steel ones in there now. Again, I don't think that's going to happen because it's I've been running a regular old copper gas pump down here for like 100 cycles and it hasn't overheated yet. It's still 25 Celsius away from being overheated, so maybe it's a problem that ends up bite me in the butt eventually, but that's a problem for future me. That loser. Future me. Have to deal with all the garbage. The listed temp on the gas vent? Yeah, so this gas vent will outgas at 500 Celsius, but it outgasses a few grams, like 300 grams of hydrogen, which is already has a very low specific heat. At 500 Celsius, but the same is true of the other hydrogen vent. Actually, this hydrogen vent actually outgasses even more hydrogen. This is 476 grams per second, and this one was 346. So the other hydrogen vent has even a greater potential for overheating gas pumps because it produces more hot gas per second, and it still hasn't cooked my gas pump in forever. So it's one of those like, is it a problem? Yeah, maybe. But, like, it's not definitely an immediate problem. It's, like, a very slow problem. Didn't I already have charcoal diagonal? What the hell? I swear to God I had that already. Oh. No, I had charcoal wedge. Alright. Spicy tofu! That's actually, I think, what I'm going to be eating for dinner tonight. So that's my jam, man. Oh, I got a little distracted. I was going to put another Wheezewort in here. Yeah, the ambient environment soaks up most of the heat, exactly. Yeah, that's kind of the way to think about it. Heat's not really a problem because the hydrogen, you know, it'd be like taking really, really hot tinfoil and laying it on the floor. Is your floor going to burn? Probably not. You'd have to have a huge, thick stack of tinfoil for there to be enough heat from the tinfoil to burn your hardwood floors, just because the tinfoil isn't going to heat up the hardwood floors all that much. So, I'm about to finish analyzing this thing, and I am going to take new suggestions, I guess, but try to have them be suggestions that I can do in like 20 minutes. I know, the onus is on you, that's a little tricky, but there you go. Suggestion box is open. Fix the overheating and suggest goals. I think it would be a good idea to sweep this up because all this material is going to get, you know, stuck because I don't intend to go back there. I need another Wheezewort. Let's find one. I probably don't need 2 Wheezeworts in my bathroom. I mean, sometimes I have some hot poops, but maybe only 1 Wheezewort's worth of hot poop. Oh, that was a joke. Oh god, you're not going to think it was a joke. Oh, I'm also an idiot. I've been powering up this refrigerator. I guess it's in energy-saving mode. But I'm powering up that refrigerator for like a long, long time for no good reason. Oh, look! Oh yeah, we have a nature reserve. See, look at that. They planted it. I'm just going to keep planting more. I mean, why not? But that means that I don't really need a park sign. Because last I checked, you don't get a benefit from having both. It just uses the bigger one, the better one. Let me see. That would be in morale, I guess. Yeah, I don't see park in here. I only see a +6 nature reserve. I don't see a +2 park. Or whatever the numbers are. I'll double check. So here we go. I just walked into the park. And... Ew! It actually destroyed the benefit of having the nature reserve. It uses whatever you last got? Okay, so absolutely let's get rid of this park. Because that park is ruining our nature reserve. Alright, so I know I was giving you the option to be able to propose goals. I lied. And I apologize for lying. My goal is to have the transport corridor. That's a weird way to code it. Yeah, I guess. I guess you're right. So current priority is the transport corridor. So what is that? I want this to be reachable without exosuit. It's a little cold up here, but like, you know, whatever. So I'm going to continue to sweep up this stuff here. But what I'm going to be working on is to move everything out of this area so that I can have a continuous ladder all the way up. I'm excited about that. We've been working on that. Just a little bit more sweeping up there. And then what I plan on doing is just completing the wall here. Completely cutting off access to this. Eventually we'll gain access to that once I have another exosuit dock. And then also I want to sweep this up too. Which is a little more annoying to get to. But sweep that up, and then to have one continuous fire pole and plastic ladder all the way throughout the base once and for all. So I'm going to need a new egg bin. I'll put that there. So everything in this space is going to need to move. So I know I just put this stove here, but it's going to have to get moved again. Actually, I don't know if I want to destroy that, because I don't know if there's anything behind here. So for now, I'm going to put the kitchen here, just below the dining room, with, like, pneumatic doors for it on its own power grid. Maybe it's a somewhat permanent spot for it. I don't know. It depends on how much we add to the kitchen, I guess, eventually. And then this ration box... Yeah, I'm going to be really lazy. Ration box is going to go right in that cubby hole. So everything that's in the way of... whoa! I didn't mean to click that. Everything that's in the way of the transportation corridor is going to be removed. Oh, I can't have it like that? Can I just put it in the dining room? Probably, right? I'll fix it later, should be the subtitle of the game. Yes. So there's only really carbon dioxide that got trapped up here. I don't really care if carbon dioxide gets into the base. It's not a big deal. All right, this stuff got swept, meaning I can close this off. And hopefully that will allow me to warm up the transportation corridor. The other thing is fire poles are really good at conducting heat. So, where are you going? You're storing something to the bin. Yeah, because you're about to get walled in. No, Badger. I don't want you to die. Everyone was... Okay, they all were rushing for it. So at this point, this can be disabled. I no longer need the... Nope, hey, I no longer need the suit dock. He's like, but I wanna. Glitch, get back here. Do you put your suit away? No, you don't even know. Unequip suit. Flop. I don't really care where it goes. I'm gonna actually delete the suit dock. I'll get rid of these sinks. This might cause a little bit of a spill, but it's not much of a problem. So there's a little bit of water that's like kind of in and stuck in the pipes. And then I'm still going to want a wastewater line. So I'm not going to get rid of this here. Because eventually I'm going to have like, you know, a suit dock on the other side. I'm going to want wastewater. Okay, cool. This liquid lock is getting worked on. Eventually it will go bye-byes. Sweet. Wish I could put the ration box in there. Is this still a Great Hall? Yeah, okay. So it doesn't matter if the ration box is in there. That's fine. Copy and paste. And then I'll start working on the ladder, because eventually this is going to be the continuous ladder all the way up and down. Probably means I need to move the tickle-toesy carpet tile from where it was. But I'll not start that in the middle of a... oh, Chimmick, you're stuck. Is there a building material? You know what? Here, just break that. That's fine. Temperature of the hydrogen really came back down, which is good. I never even checked the dormancy. So this is next activity 19 cycles, next activity 20 cycles. So they'll be on about the same time. Should be fine. Cool. Yeah, I'm excited about this this transportation corridor thing, whatever you want to call it. It is long overdue. So I'm going to add the liquid reservoir to the area so that we can gain access to it if we need to, like, repair it or whatever. This should speed up commute times. I do have the long commute warning. Honestly, like, most bases are going to have long commutes. Long commutes are kind of hard to avoid. Especially if you're doing exploration. They're basically impossible to avoid. Did that say that the available oxyfern that I had was 0.49? Like, I glanced at it briefly, and that's what it looked like, which is hilarious and makes no sense. I have 0.49 of a plant. This is what I've been saving up my plastic for. One of the things. Fish might be eating the seed. I don't think I have oxyfern seeds offered to fish anywhere. So I guess it could be happening like that, but I highly, highly doubt it. I don't even think I have fish in a explored area anywhere on the map. For now, I am going to set up like a slower ladder on the right, because I don't want my plastic. I don't want like double the plastic ladders because that's really expensive. Something's eating the seed? Yeah, probably the hatch. But hatches don't eat seeds, so I don't even know. Alright, whatever. I don't really care about the oxyfern all that much. I'm really surprised these plips haven't planted more. I'm pretty sure the other spots are valid, but it doesn't really matter because I already have the park, or the reserve, rather. Alright, another issue that I'm going to have is building the fire pole. I'm like kind of low on a lot of the material that normally I would use. So I might need to go hunting for... What the hell? Why isn't it letting me destroy the... I guess it's already queued up to be destroyed. I might need to go hunting for some additional copper. Because I'm out. There is not a lot of fun to get to copper. Or not annoying to get to. I could do, well, okay, this I can get to without too much trouble, and that's a pretty decent amount. And it's also diamond in here, so I figured it's worth digging to. They aren't valid? Oh, it's fine. I already have 4. Hey, Pippies, you get to be wild. Maybe I'll do an arboretum. Maybe I'll do like a bunch of arbor trees at some point with them, but hopefully they won't age up past that point. One thing that will be interesting is to calculate travel time as more of this gets set up. Transit tubes are obviously going to do the most bang for my buck travel time wise. That will bring my travel time down a lot. To go upwards. I think that should help out a lot. There we go, got the copper. So until I have transit tubes, like, at the ready to be used, I will just have these platforms here periodically, knowing that eventually I get rid of them. What was this for? Oh, to empty out the oxygen that was in there. Yeah, this looks pretty good. And I think this project was like, what happened to my oxygen? I obviously clipped it. Okay. Dear Lord. When did that happen? I'm glad I went to that overlay. That would have been annoying. Completely not producing oxygen for the base or hydrogen for the power. Would eventually catch up with you, I think. Could that cause a death spiral? Nah. I mean, I saw a few times it popped up that I was making insufficient oxygen, and it would have eventually occurred to me, you know, I would have tracked that down and figured out why. So, I don't think it would have been a death spiral. Is this technically a kitchen now? Oh, no, because this is, yeah. If I want this to be a kitchen, I'd need to put another door in there. Will do. Might as well have a kitchen, right? The more morale, the better? Absolutely. So it sucks a little bit to have to go into this room with no suit checkpoint here. I don't think we have to go in there frequently enough for me to bother with a checkpoint. Whereas, like, we have to work in the oil refinery, so it makes sense to have a checkpoint in this spot. In fact, I'll enable it. Because you can't really refine oil into petroleum if you're constantly gasping for air. I mean, you could have a mask checkpoint, I guess, but I'll just put a suit one in. And long commutes, let's see. So, travel time. Some of this travel time is not exactly fair because it really depends on where we're headed. But it's come down a bit already. But if, like, my duplicates are going to the oil bowl to go fetch igneous, or if they're going into, you know, if they're going into, like over here to get the copper, obviously travel times are going to be a little higher because this is abnormal travel time, you know, compared to the norm. Can I get a sweep task for the fossils? Yeah, I swept these. I think we can reach them. They're not unreachable. Oh no, yeah, because we can climb on the fire pole and then. Oh, you know what? I have to get this out. They're not reachable, but they're not red either, which is really strange. That I'm getting some coloration issues where, like, storage bins that don't have settings are still, like, not grayed out, and then things that are unreachable are not red, and that's been a little confusing. Some bugs. But boy, is it fun to see them use the transportation system, flying around at top speed. So this is a miscellaneous room. For it to be a kitchen, it needs a spice grinder as well. So I think that's all it's missing. And I don't... Does it need an egg cracker? No. So I can move the egg cracker out. Just stick it up here. Put the spice grinder here in this spot instead. Yeah, it was no path. I just didn't notice. Just figured they were just being lazy. Because knowing dupes, half the time that's exactly why. So if I'm not mistaken, spice grinders are new, to me at least. I'm also going to move my refrigerator there so it's a little bit closer to food. So this... I'll check its requirements in just a second. They are brand new. So mealwood seeds and salt is a freshener spice. Brawny spice is waterweed and iron. And machina spice is blossom seed and slime. So slows the decomposition of perishable food, strengthens even the weakest of muscles, and improves operating speed. Alright. I mean, I don't much care to, like, use it, but now it should be a kitchen. So, there's that. And I figure we are cooking often enough that I'll just have a permanent light on. Rather than a pressure plate like I have in the research. Ooh, and some free barbecue. I like that. So you do freshener spice mixed with a specific recipe, which is actually could be pretty useful, because if you do a consumables where, like, you say, all right, only my weakest person eat, like, let's say muck root, and mix the muck root with, like, strength, you know, spice, you can make your weak person not weak anymore. I can see the appeal. It's not something I'm planning on using, but I could definitely see how it would be useful. Alright, petroleum is coming in at hot, but not too hot. Just making some more batches of steel. You just caught your first stream and I'm about to end? Yeah, I know, right? You got a minute or two. It's not much. There, so 5 more batches of steel. The room was able to handle it. The petroleum coming into this tank is a bit too hot. So essentially what I'm going to want to do to fix this up for the future is to either add a lot more Wheezeworts or create like more of a custom loop or something like that. Hey, Cheese, thanks for resubbing. Dormancy is done at about 15 cycles. 15 and 16 cycles, and we have plenty of hydrogen left in the tanks, which is good. And I don't know what my duplicants are doing, but they're, I guess they're just sweeping. I guess there's no other task for them to work on, which is interesting. But they should be pretty happy. With the new, How often do you have to go through the nature preserve? Like, how long is the benefit for? Because I'm not seeing that. One of the advantages that I had when it was part of the main corridor is they constantly refreshed that benefit. Whereas here it seems like they only really get it at the start and ends of the day. Which is fine. I mean, you know, it's still working. And if I want another one, obviously I could just sweep up the dupes. Or the pips. So this section up here is going to be, I'm going to wall up, and it will be, like, out of the base. So I kind of have to make the determination of, like... Actually, there's nothing in here that is dangerous. There's a little bit of hydrogen and some carbon dioxide, but really not much else. So I guess I'm fine with this being, like, inside the base. Yep. So I almost have the water removed. But I can already put in the fire hole. So now there'll be a continuous fire pole all the way down. Which is pretty nice. That took a little bit of planning. And the eventual plan is to have, I'm not sure whether I'm going to go through the chlorine or not. Like, I think I'm going to leave that up to the future viewers to vote on. Whether this is going to continue all the way up to here and then to do a suit dock to space. Or to have this be the exosuit dock and jet suit dock to space. My initial inclination is just to go with, much like we did with the slime, to go with the extra effort of going through the chlorine, setting up like a temporary suit dock here, or temporary suit dock here, filling all this in with blocks and then mining straight through it. Not sure exactly what to do with the bleach stone. We could store bleach stone in our bleach room or something. But that would be my initial feeling. But then eventually have like the jet suit dock up in space once we have a healthy amount of petroleum. But that's looking pretty good. So, I think that this might be where I leave off. Thank you for tuning in to Oxygen Not Included Volcanea, which originally streamed live on Twitch July 13th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has my link to Discord, as does the description to this video. Thank you so very much for watching, and a special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much. Hope to catch you next episode or upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow duplicates.